In the past time where you've entered inside the city, you've had a few ordeals coming into, well, let's just say a new place. Entering inside, you managed to locate one parent of your group, managed to kill him, usurp his, not throne, but power within the city, political structure. All the while, you also managed to get yourselves two new additional party members. In the form of two children you liberated, kidnapped, hard to say. Probably the first one. Maybe. But I digress. Managed to save them from a strange predicament that they are in, and not at all what they were signed up for. You managed to rescue them out of this city and into your own HQ. Afterward, you managed to get back into the city without too much of an issue. However, now security is wrapped up. All the while, you managed to locate a few things and a few strands that you had left behind. Zold, Cerulean, and third party member, who is not on the board. That is weird. Just quickly moving people. Okay, I'll take concern with that later. Managed to locate the operation at works inside the city. You knew that was a strange predicament here relating to some strange portal. In that regard, you managed to contact everyone and bring them here. Morthos went out of his way to go and find his familiar, friend, ally, Peep, and managed to locate them, but discovered that they might have some new tricks. What those things are, well, the only thing he is completely aware of, he can now change form and size all his own. Ray managed to get a few new tricks, mainly deep speech. Was given a little bit more information from a man named Wick, but overall, studying was her priority. Zen and Q managed to have a very nice outing for a while, until the conversation of the meeting of families came up. Zen asked if she had someone in particular she wanted to go with or escort her there, and, well, Quincy/Q was not exactly subtle. All the while, they had a pleasant evening until Zold called everyone in. Entering inside to this lake system, you managed to dive deep and find two locations, but ultimately chose to go to a strange spherical engine system and defeat the bodyguards that were there holding off strange fish individuals known as Kelpie, and the Kelpie themselves managed to destroy the engine system. Accidentally or not, you managed to unleash something that it was holding back, and now that thing ran away. Where to? Well, Zold with his hunter's mark managed to locate the destination, but not the exact place. Wow, that's terrible English. He managed to locate where it was heading off to, which was the castle's keep, which accidentally may or may not be housed with a few populated individuals. Very important. Maybe not everyone, but like when brown nosing, sometimes people show up before they were invited. That's the last known location they're at, but where you go is entirely up to you. And that is where you left off. I leave it to you. Zen looks towards the team and goes, Zold, you said they were going to the castle?
Yeah, that seems to be the location they're heading. We should make haste.
Looks towards Q. Didn't you say we had people coming over there?
Yeah, it's bad. This is this is bad. He's looking for a host. Yeah, this is very bad.
Well, I'm glad Shard managed to leave and go find a hiding place. I think that's the last place you guys told her to do, is to go and hide somewhere. I forgot exactly where, but I just read that in my notes.
Does anybody have sending that our message that can send her a message?
Cerulean doesn't, Zen doesn't, the rest of you, I think Ray might, but I don't know if she prepared it today.
Yes, I have sending prepared. Who would you like me to send a message to?
New friend. The one we told to go hide.
Like,
Yeah,
before she bolted, well, before you told her to bolt, you could have given the information. I don't want you to use a spell when your character would have thought of this.
Didn't we tell her to go to my place?
I think so.
If I remember correctly.
Okay. We're gonna roll back the clock. You basically tell her to. I found her, by the way. Go to your place. Anything else?
Could she be of any help?
You know that she, for the lack of a better term, is a demonic entity. Your words, not mine. Oh, so your vision. Not Martha's vision. I am rambling now. She is strong. She doesn't like to fight. She is capable of hunting, but only does so when needed. This isn't a necessity unless it saves lives. You can frame it that way.
Morthos, do you think she would help us?
I'm not sure. Honestly.
Zold, do you know exactly where it's at, or?
The closer I get, the better idea I'll have.
Alright, I know the layout of the city. Is my house on the way to the castle from where we're at?
It's like a 2-minute detour, but it'll get you there.
I think we should go and try and see if she'll help, and then head to the castle.
Okay.
I still think we should banish it as much as we possibly try, as best as we can. Because it'll be no if he gets a host, and the host I think he's gonna do a try. Be very bad.
I'll head to the castle then right away. Try to prevent any host taking.
I think I need to go to because I'm supposed to be there. Who wants to go see if they can convince Shar to help?
So, out of character, it sounded like Adagma was rolling things back to before she left.
Yeah. Like,
So
your
we
characters
don't
would have been
need it.
smart.
We would have sent her to my place.
Yes, but you could have talked to her beforehand, asking her if you're willing to help.
Something happened. Right, if something were to have happened. Because we're rolling back to before we went into the water, right?
No, like
No,
a little bit.
before we sent her off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought we sent her off before we entered the water. Gotcha. Okay, never mind.
You told her to wait on top of the water when you dived, and after you dived and let the thing loose, you told her to go toward your house. I'm rolling back to that point.
Oh, gotcha. So she's here.
Yes. She's this one.
Gotcha. Okay, I forgot. My bad. That was my bad. I thought we were... Okay, I misunderstood what you said. Alright, Shar, would you be willing to help us get rid of this thing?
Roll persuasion.
Of course, you had, Oh. Okay. A 21?
That's pretty good, but you're asking her to violate most of her... Nah, I'll just make her roll instead.
It could be bad if this thing gets control of who I think he's going after. It could, pretty much screw this kingdom up. He's either going after the current leader or the king who is sick. The prince or the king?
Yeah, that's fair. She rolled an 8. I'll I'll keep anyone around the area safe, but I'd rather not attack if I don't have to.
That's fine. We just need mitigation.
She nods.
Alright, we going? We're going. We gotta go.
Okay. Is this flanking formation good? I know this isn't a flanking formation. I just couldn't think of the proper term.
Formation.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's how you're entering into the next zone.
Wow. Nice, a dog. I like the map.
Yeah. So a few
I
things.
like that it's not blurry.
What was that?
I said I like that it's not blurry.
Oh, it's
Mm.
blurry for me. But that's not your fault. That's my internet fault.
I like how first thing you do is take a jab. That's fine. I deserve it. Anyways, before entering inside of this castle keep, you manage to locate the area where they're heading off to. But after a while, you lose trace of them. You manage to locate the room that they're heading towards and entering inside, but the entity itself has dispersed from your sensory range. Either due to the own protections within the castle itself, making sure that no one's able to scry in it, unless properly allowed to. You can tell that they have yet to leave the castle keep, but have also entered inside. Beforehand, however, you did see some carriages and wagons enter to the adjacent side. They do see Moniker's family crest around the area, suggesting that, well, maybe families showed up before they had to, either for brown-nosing sake, or maybe just... Sorry,
I'm going.
if I spoke, a motorcycle would have been heard.
Oh, okay.
Or
Thought you
just
were
to
done.
manage to
Sorry.
get a seat. That was it.
Alright, well, I'm gonna look at everybody and say, we can speak to Tasmir. Keep an eye out.
All right.
There's 2. No, that's a guy. Yeah. Wow. I'm surprised too, Ray. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna nod to everybody and see if that's okay.
Yes, I'll be around. Hopefully we can get this settled peacefully.
Alright, I'm just gonna make not a hurried, like, urgent pace towards Tasmir, but I'm going to walk towards Tasmir at a okay pace, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Entering inside, you do see that a menagerie of people have entered inside. Not the amount you had expected, Q, but some notable families here are, well, here for likely sucking up reasons or to actually get a seat for once. The ones further to the south are families that are known but not renowned, and the higher you go, the higher renowned they are. You do know that the High Celestial Court is to Tasmir's left. The Human Enclave is to Tasmir's right. In the middle is the Fey Court and the Underdark Court. To the south are families that are known, but nothing too high. Maybe have a title of 5 or below, but they would come to the events to perhaps smooze, gather intel and information to see if they can help out their own citizens, their own people, but they are, in political terms, just there and incapable of doing really anything. In political terms, they are capable themselves, just maybe not politics-wise.
Alright.
So, entering inside, you head towards Tasmir. The rest of the team put yourselves where you may. Tasmine's still getting things ready. You're kind of early, but then again, so is everyone else in the room.
I'm gonna walk up, not like sort of half bow, like try to give him a sense of I need to speak to him. It's important. Gesture that he would hopefully notice.
All right.
Put a serious look on my face.
You do see he has an itinerary ready, getting his assistant to help out, mitigate a few things, and the guards around him also to help out. When he sees this, he does take note of it. He's curious why you're so early, as you're supposed to present yourself as probably the last of the guests.
Mm-hmm.
So it must be important why you're here. So he hands the clipboard over to the assistant. He graciously bows, backs up, and Tasmir gets a little bit closer.
In a sort of hushed kind of voice to make sure we're not overheard, I'll say, we might have a situation. Without going into too many details, something was released from a portal in the city. It's demonic-ish. Not too quite sure yet what exactly it is. And it's on its way here to find a host.
Rome! You're not exactly lying, but the circumstances that you present yourself in is not exactly the most ideal. Roll persuasion. It's not going to be a high check, but it's still going to be a check.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh, wow.
22.
Okay. Looking toward you, he does state, well, that's certainly concerning. I'm not exactly sure where or how it dug in to the city, but regardless of how it did, according to you, it did. Based off of this and how the city guard has been acting recently, more than likely, Henderson Robotics Incorporated is likely have something to do with this. Is this where you found the thing crawling out from?
In the water.
Then clearly their engine system wasn't
it
just that.
It nearly wiped me and my team out.
Well, that's certainly concerning. Based off of the information I've gathered off of your team, you are
called himself
capable.
a harbinger.
He
said
then
he's the first of many.
looks at you and goes, I am sure you're aware of what that statement means, correct?
Does Q know what that means?
Yes, most likely in terms and knowledge, you do know that a harbinger is an entity that comes before the storm, the reckoning, or something even larger and bigger. However, in this term, it likely means something else connotative to what information you could have gathered beforehand. But I'm gonna give it to you, Q, at least a little bit, not everything, because you were born and raised within the city's compounds. To a degree, you often went out on your own due to your own circumstances. But you had heard the tale of the Seven. Heroes gone ages past that went off and conquered a deadly king. They managed to kill this assailant without too much issue. However, they died in the process, but managed to save the kingdom. A harbinger was an entity that showed up before the evil king. It was in a storybook, so this explains the simple naming structure. But a harbinger was something titled within the book's binding to appear and show, as they were the first one to show the true storm that was to arrive.
Alright.
According to historical documents and that small little book, child book you might have been read to by your mother, it nearly wiped out 1/3 of the kingdom's populace. But this was a long time ago. At this point, it's simple historical maybe.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, and it's just kind of a rumor thing. It could have been, it could not have been. It's been a while and no one really remembers true details. But the story still progresses forwards.
Mm-hmm. But yes, they're here in the castle already.
Well, if they're in the castle, they're likely going to target someone with enough authority or power, but not someone so high that their mannerisms will likely be subverted or changed to the point that someone will be able to see that. I am not sure if I am a target, but if I am, that won't last too long, as my brother will be arriving in about a week or so. So there's that. I'm not sure how much damage they can do in that amount of time, but I'm sure it's a lot. That being said, my father is currently ill. He can't exactly be moving about.
But if this being takes over at him as a host, he could alleviate that illness.
That is a possibility. However, if a sudden change, as I mentioned beforehand, happens, it will kind of put 2 and 2 together. I highly doubt the individual that was somehow summoned by Anderson's robotics is that stupid.
You know, I just thought I'd put it out there as a possibility. You never know.
Well, there are multiple guards there currently stationed. If he does act up, one of them will report to me. Or at least should.
He nearly, yeah. I'm not trying to say anything, but he nearly wiped me and my friends out.
That is fair to say that they are dangerous, if nothing else. I suggest you might examine the individuals around you. Maybe speak with the people you're not fully aware of. Maybe the ones that stand out the most. AKA probably not the doubles. Probably.
Not the who?
The doubles, like the tokens that are 2 of them.
Right.
Like these guys.
Yeah. Alright,
I mean, they might have something to give you, but context-wise, for game mechanics, they're just there for space.
Gotcha.
But he does state, will investigate it myself, but unfortunately, as some of them have come here for brown-nosing circumstances, they won't exactly be themselves with me.
Would you be able to allow one of my friends to use his tracking magic? He's already got a bead on it, but once it entered the castle with the protective... I'm assuming the protective barriers around the castle, he lost track of it once it entered the keep.
That is more than likely true. If that is the case, I can't exactly allow it, as that would be a benefit to one house, but not a benefit to all. You'd be favoring one over the other.
Yeah, but he's technically not a part of my house.
Like, out of game, didn't you hire him?
I hired one of his covers.
Isn't this the cover?
Is he still in the cover? I thought he went back to Zol. I thought it was... Is he... I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Zold, are you Zold, or are you, I forgot what you called yourself. It was something dumb, like Smold or something.
Honestly, I don't remember. I thought I had uncloaked during the fight under the lake. Zoltan, yeah.
Zoltan, that's right.
And Zorthos was Marthos's.
Yeah.
Son. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
actually,
remember.
to be honest, I do not remember.
Okay.
I think I uncloaked under the lake, but I'm not sure.
I honestly don't have anything in my notes, so I'll let you decide. Are you cloaked or uncloaked? If you're cloaked, you work for Q. If you're uncloaked, well, you're yourself.
I'm me.
Okay. Then he does state, if they are a third-party faction, then I suppose I can allow it, but that doesn't mean you'll be able to find them. It'll just help you along the way. Unless you have something like scrying magic, it will not work.
He has an ability to track his prey that tells him the pinpointed location.
Alright then. He then hands you what appears to be a small little charm. It looks like a small little falcon pin. It's made out of crystal, and it seems to represent a free spirit or something along that lines. You don't know. You don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. But he does hand it to you. Allow them to hold on to this, crack it in their own palm, and it should release, for a moment, the restraints held against them.
Do you allow us permission to find this being and deal with it?
So long as you don't cause an uproar with the rest of the families, as they will have their own situations to attend to. After all, if one of theirs was possessed, they'll
Of
likely
course.
blame each other.
Of course.
So do it discreetly and, if at all possible, non-threatening to the rest.
Of course. I will try my best, as I'm new at this. And I'll bow to him and then walk back towards the group.
Okay.
I'll walk up to Zold, hold out my hand with it closed, not too tightly, of course, but here. He said crush this, and you'll be able to see where he's at.
That is not the wording.
You said, didn't you say crush it? Or hold it? No, hold it.
Hold on to it and crack it between your palm. As such, the bindings holding you, restraining you, will be unleashed.
I say that exactly word for word. To Zold.
Yeah, Zolda takes it and cracks it between his palms.
Okay. Huh. As you begin to crack the palm, not crack your palm, crack the falcon within your palm, you do see a strange sensation overlapping your body and extend outwards. As soon as this happens, a strange fissuring system overlaps your body, and you can feel strange spells that entered once you entered inside that were overlapping it begin to shift in the moment. As of right now, you are able to feel the sensation of your spell like effect. Hunter's Mark technically isn't a spell. That being said, it just gives you advantage on survive or trying to track the thing.
Well, with that as well, I will cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay. However, as you begin to detect good and evil, you can still tell that something else is coming apart, untwining within your body system, beyond the corridor's magic. Just
So something else is also interfering.
no, something else is untwining. So not only is the room's magic being shifted and moved, something else that has been or at one moment in
Your
time
memories.
affected you
Probably
is
your
shifting
memories.
also.
From when you were a kid.
That being said, that'll come up later on. However, for now, you detect good and evil. The range is, I believe, 60 feet.
Yes, but it's like centered on me, and I can like move about with it.
Do you just like run back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay. From bottom to top, left to right. Good.
Oh no, it's aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undeads within 30 feet.
Okay. Can you pop up the description?
Yes. One second.
For the duration, if you know an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if the place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. I wonder if that counts for humanoid bodies. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Okay. Still the same description. Nothing. Fiend. Nothing. Elemental. Going further up. With the Fey Court system. Nothing's all around. Surprisingly. Except for the top and bottom section. With the woman that you likely know, you get Fey and Fiend. With the head of the likely family, you get Fey and Elemental. Now for the Drow's corner, nothing, Fey, no wait, sorry, not Fey, Fiend, Undead, nothing's all around, and nothing. Okay, and for the last 2 tables, the king says hello, or at least nods at you. You get celestials all around. The 2 with crowns seem to also harbor gifts of elementals. So they might have some lineage there. Now with the humans, nothing until you get to the Hat Woman. You then get Fey. And with the man, you get Celestial. With the individual at the top, nothing. When you scan the guards, you got nothing. Once you arrive close to the king, or the prince, acting ruler, whatever you want to call him, you get Celestial Fiend. You can roll any type of history, roll any type of insight, maybe perhaps investigation to determine any of the things you've read. Welcome back, Q. So, is that a blanket roll, Zold?
Yes. I was thinking that the person that I'm seeking should be classified as aberration, correct?
The individual that you might be looking for could be considered aberration. However, the way they felt the sensation could have also been a separate class of fiend. But the aboriginal portion of what they are or capable of doing could be masked by a greater sensation. Basically, if they're strong enough or if the host is strong enough, they could block that sensation away. But a separate camouflaged reading could present something else. Say, for example, if aberration was the thing you're looking for, they shifted it to something similar to Fey, Fiend, Undead, or the like. So they would read as something else and something else. Like with Q, this individual isn't stupid. They would make sure they're to cover themselves, but not to the point that, hey, look at me, I'm obviously the bad guy. With your insight check, you can determine that it is likely any individual that sparked a separate class of being. That would be Tazamar. The two individuals with crowns. Hatted cerulean. Oh wait. I'm just gonna call blue hair. Blue hair individual. The man with magic marks all over his body. The Fey head of the house. Your sister-in-law. The candle individual. And that's about it. Oh, unless you include Morthos and Shar.
Okay.
It's totally me.
I'm gonna go back to Raishiana, who seems to be meditating in some sort of way, and let her know about all the individuals that pinged twice, except for Marthos and my sister-in-law.
Okay. Ray doesn't seem to pay any attention to you.
Like before, if it doesn't have to do with books, Ray zones out. But what exactly are you doing, Ray?
I'm ritually casting divination.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, with Q's speaking and Zold's investigation, you'd likely have the time to do so, which is perfectly fine. So after Zold speaks with you, that probably is 10 minutes till 11. Divination. Your magic in an offering you put you in contract with God or God's servant. I don't know why I made it a singular. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or a loss or gain of a companion. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading. The GM makes this roll in secret. Which is perfectly fine. You've only done it once, so I don't have to do that. I'm assuming you have the things and you're good to go. What is the question?
Who is the Harbinger's target for possession?
Okay. Interesting. You then get this message, a reply not from a god, but an individual that is still pretty strong, and likely working underneath one. They then state, round and round the world goes, where it goes, only mortals know. Enter the dark, enter the fray, enter the fey, enter the wilds. Where one goes, one must follow, where the light shines, one must see. Entering the sea, looking at above, not wondering what lies underneath, the fiend, the structure, and the force below. These two paths must cross, these two entities will cross. One round, 2 entities, 4 left, more go. And based off of this, you can roll insight to determine what it means, because it sounds like gibberish, if I'm going to be honest. You guys are rolling really well in insight. Based on what you can determine, the information that the strange entity gave you. Oh, I probably should have. Yeah, I probably should have given you like, tell me who you were trying to communicate, because they probably would have given you a better answer. Oh well. Live and learn. Based on the information you've gathered and the strange encrypted speak that they spoke, maybe someone high in rank within the Fey court, or someone having celestial blood. So celestial house, the ruler themselves, or the Fey court. One moment, I am getting a phone call. Discuss amongst yourselves.
I'll pass that on to Zold. Oh, and whoever else is nearby and paying attention.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think?
I think it's someone within the Fey court, and we can ask. And I specifically think it might be the house lead because they were Fey celestial, if memory serves.
I thought they were Fey Fiend.
I can ask again, make sure I have that right.
Yeah, we can double check.
Alright.
But then, at least there we have insider knowledge on if their behavior has changed at all. Oh, it's my turn to get a phone call. I'll also be right back.
Nobody ever calls me. Not even telemarketers.
Ray, you want us to call you?
No.
I'll call you on Discord. Most of my calls have been, your car's warranty is expired. So tired of hearing that. And I'm getting a phone call.
Jesus Christ.
One moment.
In about
Hunt and Akia's got a phone call.
same time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's nothing I can do about that.
Sorry about that.
All good.
Seems like everyone's getting phone calls tonight,
Apparently.
except for Raucous.
Or me.
Well, like I said to Raucous, if you guys want, I can call you on Discord. That's about it.
That's not wrong.
I don't want anyone else's number right now.
More than fair.
I have had so many phone calls coming into my phone this last week.
Ooh, how many scams?
Actually, it was mostly family.
Ah, okay. No, scam likely?
Well, outside of the your car's warranty is expired phone calls, but those are like normal every day now.
I'm back. Sorry, the base was making sure that I was alive.
Yeah, that's always good.
Okay.
It's exercise related. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
We're just waiting on Raucous right now. But yeah.
I'm here.
Oh!
He never left.
Well, I feel stupid.
We were gonna ask you, what did the Fey leader give off?
That
He
guy there.
specifically, like through the power of friendship and magic, he gave off these feelings of Fey and elemental. Oh wait, sorry, celestial. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, Fae Celestial. Which, to verify, were both things brought up in the poem. Yes?
Yes. Separate sections of the poem, but yes. I'll just give it to you since, well, I'll give it to Ray, but if she told you, she told you. The poem spoke about Celestial, Fiend, Fae, and a fourth one, which I am blanking on, but I believe it was Elemental. Yes, it was. I should really just look at my notes. So, Zol, do you head out, go speaking with your sister-in-law, or what have you?
Excuse me, miss. Might I have a word?
She looks towards you, and I was going to call him the master of the house, but that's not totally appropriate. The individual looks at you and goes, "Is there something you need with my house mage?"
Yes. It's regarding an establishment that she owns that I have a vested interest in.
I am not particularly aware of her owning said establishment. She is a student, soon to be acquisitioned by my household. She does not portray a gesture of he's lying or he's telling the truth. More like someone that it's their boss, so they don't react in one way or the other. Neither giving an affirmative or dissuading them.
Yes. People tend to be multifaceted in their endeavors, especially mages, the entrepreneuring type. One must pay for that school somehow.
I see that you're a third party to this little endeavor. More than likely you got invited by the prince. As long as you're not trying to gather any viable intel, that shouldn't be an issue. He then dismisses you as well as his mage. Do not go too far.
We shall be but a moment.
She graciously bows and walks to your flank. She technically could, but I don't think she would. She follows.
Someone give me your communicator.
Keel hand him hers.
Okay. For some reason, you had Zold's communicator and hand it back to him. Then you hand him yours.
Yeah, I'll pass it on so that we can communicate via magic and make it a little bit more difficult for us to be overheard.
That's fair. Because it has been a while, you do remember that the little communicator does have the message function. It's just you've never needed it.
Yeah. No, I that's what I'm doing here. It's just we've not actually used it.
Yeah. So Zold remembered something. Everyone else, I don't know if you did, because honestly, no one's used it.
And
I
yeah,
remembered, I just never used it because we didn't really know you did.
Okay, cool.
I'll pass it over and then I'll message. Sorry for the uncalled visit, but have you noticed anything strange with the head of the house?
She looks at you, doesn't say anything, but feigns speaking to you. To everyone else, you just hear, oh man, I forget the term. Not the term, but the word you're supposed to use. It's not apples and oranges.
Carrots.
Peas and carrots. Thank you. So some of you just hear peas and carrots. Anyone with a pass of 15. Anyone below that, just hear her speaking with Zold. But in your mind, Zold, you do hear something. Nothing out of the ordinary, but from what I can tell, he has acted different ever since arriving here. That's not uncommon, as they are trying to brown-nose the acting ruler. He is acting differently, but anyone with enough power tries to acquire more. So if it's something completely out of the ordinary, well, we're kind of in a political battleground right now.
We have reason to believe he might be overtaken by a foreign power.
She then states, the only foreign powers that are currently present are your team, that strange candle individual that was conscripted to the Drow recently, and that one mage to the far end that was also conscripted not too long ago.
I mean foreign to this world.
I am not exactly sure, but candle people don't just walk around.
I've met more than one at this point, so it's less surprising.
Roll insight.
I will use my luck. I will use it again. I will keep it.
She is not surprised by your statement. That's all I'm going to say. But she then states, I do know that the mage for the humans came from a strange place known as the Shadowfell, which explains the multiple eyes on her hat. So she is not from this world either. The talking candle individual is likely an entity from the Abyss. Although they strike me as evil, they have yet to do anything, so they're likely lawful evil. Within reason, I'm sure they have their own motives to being here. Everyone else is simple wild card. And is
Your
there...
house,
Go ahead.
the leader of your house, has he always been part Fey, part Celestial?
He came from the Feywild not too long ago for normal elves, but he is bound to Celestials due to a Warlock's pact. It is a God's blessing that protects and serves him, much like how his counterparts, demonic blessing protects their house. If you want to get any more information, you might need to speak with him. I only get jobs from him. We don't exactly talk.
I see. Is there anything he might say that would be out of the ordinary?
Maybe
Anything that I should watch out for?
maybe if he becomes pleasant for some reason whatsoever that is not directed at the prince. He is not exactly the best individual, but none of these people are, mostly.
I see. Thank you, and let me know if you see anything strange.
She peas and carrots, and then nods. Roll insight. It wasn't really a nod, more as a ceremonial bow, which was weird. Maybe it's due to the circumstance or not. Hard to say. But it's definitely not a gesture you would normally associate with her.
Did it look like she was doing the gesture in anyone's direction?
Towards you, like
Just towards me.
a superior to a servant.
And yeah, before she leaves, I'll make sure I take back the communicator.
She hands it back to you.
Cerulean,
Yes.
I think you might need to go speak with your sister.
I suppose that's true. I'll be back. Gonna go mess with the Fae house, I see. In the meantime, while she's doing that, what's everyone else doing? Marthos, what are you doing? You haven't spoken up in a bit. I know Char's with you, but where is she with you?
I would actually ask her quietly if she has any abilities that could let her see anything that might be possessed or someone.
The only thing that could possibly tap into something like that would be True Sight. Devil Sight might get a feeling for the area, but nothing concrete. But I don't really have True Sight. It's something more of a pure demon would have.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna kind of scan around with, since I do have Devil's Sight, see what I can see.
Okay. Looking around, you do see a strange sensation coming about the candle individual. Looking around again, you do get a strange sensation of the one with multiple hat eyes. Further down, you get a strange sensation with Tazamar. His armor seems to be exuding some strange aura around him, more than likely also protecting his body. Most of you are aware that he, more than often not, wears his armor like all the time, to the point where it is basically his image. Some coins within your own kingdom do just represent his image as that armor, a set. That's how often he wears it. But the armor
Roll.
itself seems to have a strange aura around it. The other auras you sense that are strange are coming from the Fey house, the patriarch of the house, as well as for some reason the woman that was speaking with Zold. But Zold, did you say out loud to Cerulean maybe you should speak with your sister?
Yes.
That you now realize it's Cerulean's sister. So that's not completely out of the ordinary, but it's still something to look at. And you also see some strange sensation overlapping this two tieflings. It's not demonic. It's not celestial. It is foreign, but you can't tell from where.
Zold,
Yes.
do you have the spell locate creature?
I do not.
Shit.
Actually, let me make sure it's not a one of the revised the ranger.
Because I just realized we could probably use that. You could probably use that and find hit. Since you aren't encumbered by the bells that protect this castle.
Eventually, the castle's structured security will re-warp itself, but in like an hour, you have time.
No, I don't get it as an always spell from the revised thing until 13th.
If I store a spell into something, and can someone else use it?
Yes, that's exactly how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to store a locate creature into the, let's say, the gem that Morthos has, or the thing that Ray has, he'd be able to use it?
Yes, but you would have had to have done that before this. While this is going on, you do see one individual coming in.
Gonna look at this individual as well.
He waves at you. Surprisingly, almost as if he's seen you before. And then you remember he's the guy that kind of helped you find your way back to the meeting in Anderson's Robotics Incorporated's base. Which is more than likely why he's friendly to you. You're still the farm boy that got lost. But he looks towards you and goes, "Oh, surprised you're here. Well, not that surprised. You didn't manage to speak with my boss. Sorry, I'm rambling. Hi. How are you?"
I'm good. How are you?
"Oh, I'm good. Well, I mean, it could be better. The two children that my boss was taking care of disappeared yesterday. Right now, he's trying to make sure they're safe and okay. Sorry, I'm kind of bringing down the mood."
I'm not sure if you're bringing it down or not, but I understand the worry with that.
That's fair.
I do hope they are safe.
Yeah, I mean, if you can keep it down on the, if you can keep a hush-hush on it, right now the investigation still is private. He then realizes, don't know why I'm telling you this. He then ponders.
It sometimes helps to talk to others. Even just students.
I suppose that's fair. Steven, by the way, he goes to try to shake your hand.
I hate you, Dogma.
Why, what's up?
That's my name.
Okay. Changing the name.
It's my actual name.
Paul, by the way. No one named Paul, right?
That says pal.
Oh, it is. It does. Pal, by the way. I'm not changing it a third time.
Arthur just has a face that makes people want to. He is. He looks like a poor little farm boy.
Okay. Pal, Paul, whatever you want to call him. I'm gonna call him Pal. Just introduces himself to you, Morthos. Do you shake his hand? He is a stranger.
Stranger danger.
I don't. Well, this is also the same individual that a certain someone fucked with nonstop before.
Oh, do I recognize him?
Yes, you do. Not in this clothes, but his face himself, you do know that was the botanist you kept harassing in this forest.
I look at him and I go, "Oh, it's good to see you again."
Okay.
Forest, herbs.
Oh, the strange individual that didn't want me to touch plants. Right. I think your name was...
Q.
No, it was something else. Was it W?
Quincy Bishop. Lady Quincy Bishop, head of the Bishop family.
Yeah, I don't know her.
No, that's who I am.
Oh! I thought you were that strange person that didn't want me to touch that plant.
I am the one who didn't want you to touch the plant.
Oh, that would make sense. He then go... He doesn't stop trying to get Morthos to shake his hand, but he then uses his other hand to extend it out towards you.
I shake his hand.
Okay. You shake his hand. He's still holding out his hand to Morthos.
I'll shake his hand.
Okay. You could have told, or at least would have figured it out. He would have had that hand out until you did something or you walked away.
So we did get a sword that gave True Sight the ability to use True Sight once, correct?
You got something
One-
akin to that? I just don't exactly remember.
From the entity, the Harbinger from the chest. If I remember correctly, one of them was True Sight.
Water walking, true sight, misty step of the wind, fire breathing, magic missile.
I'm gonna grab the whoever has it. and
I think
ask them to
Morthos
hand
has
me
them in his bag.
the True Sight sword.
Actually, no, I didn't take the weapons.
Oh, who else has a pack of holding?
I do, so I'd have him.
That would make sense.
All right, I'll get Zold to hand me the True Sight.
Yeah, remember my bag of holding just holds a bunch of freaking money.
Yeah. Q. Roll history.
Seven.
Even with a 7, as long as you didn't get a natural 1, you know it's a very bad faux pas to extend out your hand to draw a blade at a party. You can still do it, but everyone will be immediately on guard.
I'm also going to roll history. If I can fucking find it, goddamn. A B C D E F G H.
7.
You have gone to different parties, but whenever someone's drawn a blade, that usually means party's over, time to fight.
Zold will kneel down and then present the blade.
That will immediately do nothing other than present yourself as someone aligned with Quincy Bishop. So
Yeah,
it won't
right.
draw as much as intention, but immediately you will have severed ties with anything you could have done. And now would be considered a politics game.
Whatever. I'm still not going to play the politics game.
Yeah, perfectly
But
fine.
Yeah, I'll present the blade to Lady Quincy Bishop. The
I'll
blade of
take
consent.
it. I'll take it and nod and sheath it.
Okay. You do so. You do see that one guard or another from each house, except for the last 2 tables, does have a guard standing ready. Not the exact response of they're about to attack, but more of just try something.
I'll nod to each one of them.
Okay. You do know that some of them have worked underneath you, have worked alongside you. They know reputation.
Yeah, I know. They
They
probably
still-
know what I did to my father.
Yeah.
Everybody here probably knows what I did to my father.
It's kind of what the party's about. But
yeah. I will.
yeah.
How long does true sight last? Because I don't have the spell.
The duration
Okay.
is 1 hour.
All right. And we know it's in the castle now.
Yes.
I'm gonna kind of whisper to Zold. Do you think I should use it now?
I would sure hope that if any time were to pass, it would be now.
I'll cast the true sight through the sword.
Okay. As you begin to cast True Sight through the blade, through the sword, you can tell that some of the mages do look at you. After all, you are casting a spell. Normally, this wouldn't present a problem, as you wouldn't be saying words. You simply be tuning into the blade's own magic. However, the entities around you that have taken notice are Cerulean's sister, Tazamar, the many-eyed witch, and the strange Candleman. They don't do anything against you, they simply observe what you're doing. However,
Alright,
you
now I
cast True
have
Sight.
true sight.
Behind you, you see Paul. He is a satyr. He is disguised as a human. Why? Who knows?
It's fine.
So, from left to right, all the way from the bottom to the top. Left, fine. Right, fine. Fey table. You sense a strange presence and a strange aura around Cerulean's sister. You sense a strange celestial aura and presence around the head of the Fey. The one tied to Cerulean's sister is immediately apparent, and the same sensation you felt from the demonic entity that knocked you out. So, Drow table.
the
You sense
same.
a 1/10 portion of that same type of sensation from the Candleman, but not the same presence. Celestial house. You sense a good amount of power, definitely bonded with some type of gods, but not to the appropriate level of danger in the sense of them just being in your presence. Them being in you being in their presence. With the humans, you sense a strange aura coming around, and you see a strange presence circulating around the witch. She is likely tethered to some
Being.
shadow being, but nothing to the extreme of what you're looking for.
But the Cerulean sister had the same feeling as that crew.
Same feeling,
right?
same amount of dread. 1/10 of that was the Candle individual, which is still a lot.
It's got a hold of your sister, Cerulean. I see it in her.
That would explain why she bowed when I left speaking with her. From what I've gathered, she made a mention of something going on inside the city that she was investigating. Something about people working in the shadows with a clockwork tattoo on them. Didn't exactly know what that meant, but that could have just been a counter bluff to try to get us off of the trail. You can tell,
So
well,
he's
maybe
assisting
Q
your
can't,
sister.
but Zold can tell that she's sad, that, well, you might have to kill her.
I'm
Maybe.
just gonna scan the room and act like I don't notice him.
Okay. However, Q, with your true sight, you can tell that Tazamar completely inert. Due to the armor, more than likely, you assume true sight is having no effect.
All right,
That is
I'll
near impossible. you know your target. You've already spotted it. You have concrete evidence, the same sensation, the same feeling, the same power structure. It's just now housed within a weaker house.
I'm
But
going
that's
to
a separate problem.
say, nod to the group, and nonchalantly, in a nonchalantly way, say found it, but not say found it. You know what I mean?
Just
You
a
nod.
And then I'm going to approach Tasman.
Okay. Paul, looking at the team, then goes, "All right then. So I'll see you around." Completely ignoring him once he arrived.
Mm-hmm. I'll approach Tasmir, bow in a polite way, but not a complete bow, and give him the same serious look that got his attention the first time.
Okay. He looks towards you.
Whispering, found the entity sitting at the Fey table next to the Fey head.
I see. Well, luckily enough, only the brown nose. He would stop at that point. Then go. Luckily enough, only the people that are trying to move up in the world have only arrived just recently. Everyone else usually comes around the same time. So thankfully, this is likely the party we'll have for another hour or two. If she looks towards the individual you spoke of, is the one you surmise is the most dangerous, is there any plan you have to do something? Right now, if I try to interact or inconvenience one of the houses, without evidence, it'll ultimately act as me trying to usurp some sort of power. Which is why I don't like politics.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to kill her.
Well, if another house tries to attack another house, they'll simply have their own quarrel. The others will protect themselves, but it shouldn't be an issue. But if you have no evidence, they won't help you one way or the other. They'll simply observe and protect their own.
True sight.
That is not evidence. Evidence to you, yes, but you cannot possess or pass on the images you see or, I don't know, transplant your own sight to another.
No, I meant like if we give them the ability to see true sight. See what I see.
I do not have that such power, and their mages would need to be convinced. And, well, seeing as your group looks toward Zold, ceremoniously stated that they are with you, that'll be even harder now.
I don't think the head of the Fey court or the Fey household is aware.
That is more than likely the case. But that does not mean, and that does not give you the ability to tell them as such. You might be able to persuade easily enough the two.
I think I have a tie to the Fey house.
Well, do what you must, but I will not intervene, as
I understand your
unfortunately,
position.
he shrugs. Not a kingly thing to do, but he does shrug.
Just to understand, I whisper to him and just say, just to understand whatever my actions, whatever happened, I am still with the kingdom.
That I have no
And
doubt.
always will be.
He does gesture out his hand as not a noble to a noble, not a house to their ruler, just two people just trying to survive in this stupid system.
Like the shake?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shake his hand.
In a handshake of solidarity, presenting yourselves with this unfortunate circumstance. You know that more than likely he will not have you quartered and killed. But he will not help you in this endeavor. So whatever you have to do, your team will have to decide how to do it.
I'll bow to him and go back to the group.
Okay. As you head back, the coordinator of the said party then moves over. Is everything alright, sir? Probably not. Should I get more security? Probably not. Any reason why? They'd likely die. Come again. Yeah, don't worry about it. I kind of have to. Yeah, don't worry about it. That goes on for a while.
Well, the acting. As I get back, he's given us leeway. He will not help, but he will not stop us.
I might have a way. I don't know if this is going to work, but
Doesn't Zen have an in to the fake court? Isn't she a part of the fake family?
Yes. Thinking back on it, she's likely connected to both the Fae and the Drow.
Drow family. I look over at Zen.
She's currently as Tiefling.
We might be tackling your situation sooner than rather than later.
I suppose that's true. Probably won't look great if I change into a... I actually don't know what I'm classified under. Anyways, I'll be right back. She scurries over. Probably
As
finds...
she's walking away silently, only probably Zold hears this. Q watching her leaves. Q says, "Beautiful."
You can tell she blushed, but immediately sprinted forwards.
So, since we know who has been possessed, is there any reason to remain here? Is this something we need to handle immediately? And
I have to be here.
this place?
I have to be here for the event.
Cerulean does state... Go ahead, whoever was speaking.
yeah, this is probably something we need to handle immediately.
Cerulean does state, if we don't, we need to make sure they don't hop into another body.
Alright, so they can switch bodies
I'm only
without
guessing.
that one having to die?
Honestly, I'm only guessing. They were able to do it
So-
once.
Zold, if it comes down to it, we might have to use you.
I
If
understand.
you catch my drift.
I understand. Give me a moment.
Mhm.
Let me try something.
Okay, while you're taking a moment, Zen comes back. So
As
that...
herself?
As herself. She's actually wearing the dress you picked out.
I'm still in my night outfit and everything. I'm going to offer my hand to her.
She takes it in kind.
And in this time, like this time's fashion, fantasy fashion, in the way of courting.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I look over at her. Are you ready?
Well, as I'll be. We're kind of about to... I don't exactly consider them family, but... Ambulance! Sorry, but they are still people that I know.
Are they actually part of your family? Are
Yeah,
they
they're
people
the-
that we were here to. Well, you were here to see.
Yeah, she then points towards the head of the Fae and the head matriarch of the Drow. Both are.
I'm gonna lean into her ear and whisper to where only she can hear and say, Don't worry. You're beautiful. You can do this.
She still blushes, but you're kind of making it worse because she's already nervous enough.
So which table are you supposed to sit at if you've got family at 2 different ones?
She ponders
And
this.
I'll lead her to the Fade table first.
Okay, in the meantime, Zold, you got there first.
Did I catch this man's name at all?
You'd never asked. But, you could have said you retroactively asked before you figured out that she was the evil
I
possessed
had a
person.
I had a suspicion. I was trying to make it not happen by like not saying it into existence. But
Yeah.
I had a suspicion. It's the moment she bowed, I knew shit was wrong. Actually, the moment she was like, "Hey, why the fuck are you talking to me?"
Yeah, when
Oh.
she didn't do that.
Yeah. Like, why the fuck is Zold here and not your form?
Persona.
Yeah. I kind of knew there was an issue.
Okay, but if you wanted to ask retroactively, you could have asked.
No.
Or you could have just
follow up.
asked Zen. She actually does know it. So that's easily enough. It's Astara.
My good househead, I have come to speak with you about your house mage.
And I can see now that you were not a third party. So what exactly does a Quincy individual require of me?
You mean
You may not think of me as a third party, but I assure you that I still am. I travel with Lady Bishop. I am not sworn allegiance to her.
You do realize you gave her your sword.
I have never used a sword like that in my entire life. I am not one for such things.
Roll deception, not because you didn't use it, but as a knight would to their lord, you did give her the blade. In
I've
the
never
exact
used a
fashion.
sword.
No. But the third party part is where you're lying.
Oh, okay.
It's just that is the connection he's making without making that connection.
It's whatever. Oh, for some reason.
13. Okay, he's going to roll. Why didn't it roll? Oh, because I'm using the wrong thing. Sorry about that. He's going to try to detect your filthy, filthy lie. That's an 18.
Again, I don't feel like I was lying there, but he can think I'm lying as much as he.
He can think you're lying. You're not lying, but he doesn't feel like you're a third party. Yeah, that's the right sentence I was trying to use. Martha, shut up. I know you're going to say something there. Then looks towards Zolt.
What the fuck? I was being innocent. I was checking my Streamlabs. So go screw yourself, Dogma, and learn how to use English properly.
There you go. Anyways, looks towards Zolt. So, what exactly do you need?
What magic school was it that you said that you went to, Mrs.?
I go to the School of Magic here, like any other mage does.
Yes, but what was the name of it? It's slipping my tongue.
Astara then looks towards you. If you do not know, then you obviously do not have that information. Obviously, it's the only school of magic that's actually governed within the city-state. Which means that you likely don't come from any viable stock.
I assure you, my stock is incredibly viable. Whatever that might mean, actually.
It means that you will have no value to me.
I assure you, I can have much value to you. In fact, I would threaten to say that I have more value than your house mage.
He does raise an eyebrow, wondering if you're trying to apply for her job, but he does state, be that as it may, I did conscribe her first. So if she somehow, on the field, dies, I suppose I can give you a call. But you would need to go and discover the information of the school yourself.
Of course. Though I am actually well aware of what is the School of Magic in this city. After all, I know someone who's a recent graduate. As it be, however, I do not think that your house mage is your house mage. Were she as who she says she is, she'd be able to answer such a mediocre question.
I suppose that's true. Well then, it looks towards the house mage. Can you provide that answer? I suppose I could, but the real question is why he's asking. So tell me now, sir, why are you asking? Other than the potential that you know someone of the school, you would then have the knowledge of the school itself, then, would you not? So you would not need the answer, now would you?
Not entirely sure that sentence made sense.
You can clearly tell that was a roundabout thing of, yeah, I'm not telling you, but why do you want to know? But without being
As it
so
is, however,
childish.
As it is, however, I happen to know you on a more personal level outside of your business.
Istara looks at you and then looks at her. You do realize that your betrothed partner has to be assigned by me, correct? She does nod. Then I suppose I can look into him if that's what you desire, but once
We're not
again,
together.
he does not seem a viable option.
Sir Astora, we are not together. She would know this if she was who she said she was.
You can clearly tell he's now questioning this, but he hasn't fully given in to the questioning. But she then states towards you, Zold, regardless of any connections we may have, right now we are at a party. Guests and families are about. I would rather not put personal matters into the works. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Astara? Yes, You didn't see him pause for a moment, but shakes it off. Whatever he saw that in that moment did have him question something. But then goes, I suppose you're correct. Listen, just suppose it does not matter your name. If you need something from her, you have 1 minute to ask her. If it is something simple, then so be it.
What is the name of the business you manage in your off time? What goods and services does it provide?
Oh wait, sorry, it's her. I'm gonna have her roll insight.
It helps thirsty people. Fuck off, Ray.
Huh? Oh, I have to
Am
be
I
right back.
wrong, though?
I'm gonna still roll insight, but I'm gonna leave you in suspense. I need to go do something for a second. Be right back.
I was waiting for you to drop your mother's name, but cause in politics, you gotta use what you got.
I am the worst choice for the politics.
You have everything.
No, I have nothing.
I don't know. I think Ray might be worse.
Ray just does books. What are you talking?
I mean, I guess in a political sense, I could have, some sway if Morthos revealed himself to the church. but he still doesn't trust them.
No, I wouldn't either.
You mean you don't want to be their new pope?
Yo, Marthos, but he's in the Pope hat, and the fucking long thing is the fucking horn.
I think others keep forgetting that he's got 2 horns.
Technically, he does.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten.
Do what?
I haven't forgotten.
Okay.
So did anyone else see this map and all the people on it and immediately think there was a lot of potential for casualties?
Uh-huh.
Details.
The details.
I don't see casualties, I see civilian combatants.
Exactly.
It is what it is. We can't have weird eldritch horror being masquerading around.
Nope. On another note, I've been looking at artwork and stuff, and I might have found 2 new character concepts. So much good art.
So how much do we think we could take an entire house?
I don't know. We could probably take her.
I'm not sure about the bigger ones.
Because
We'd
it might,
Do what?
it might come down to it.
Yeah, I mean, it might come down to us fighting the Fae house. And we have no support from any of the other houses. I mean, we could pull support from maybe the Council of Five. But
But we need to get. But Shar can't be here because the
Right.
one lady has true sight. She'll use Shar for the demon that she is.
Yeah, I only caught the end of that. Sorry about that. I had to go grab my laundry before they closed it and give my cat his shot.
No worries.
It all happened immediately. Okay. Well, she rolled an 8. Not exactly suspenseful. So, I work at a bar, making sure everyone has a good time in order to pay for my classes. She's not technically lying.
She's lying on a very, very minute technical level.
Yes. Osho, she has no idea that she kind of is telling the truth, kind of not.
Sir Astora, this lady is not who she claims to be. This is an imposter.
It's clear to me now that I see this before my own eyes. It seems that she has taken other interests rather than magic. Well, little young mage, if you do not decide to work with us, I suppose you can continue on your little escapades of frolicking with drunks. Looks towards Zold, as this one. Such as this one, sorry. He would be making fun of you, not directing you to not. She doesn't technically know what to do right now. Asura seems to have cut her off, so if you do decide to do something against her, that probably won't have any repercussions currently. It all depends on how violently you do try to do this.
So, have me and Zen made it there yet?
Yes, at this point you would have gotten there. I'm just gonna drag you over there to make it easier.
And I would have asked her his name.
Yes. You also know, no, you don't, because you aren't about that life. Yes, you wouldn't ask about that name.
Good evening, Lord Astora.
Ah, Lady Bishop. What do I owe the pleasure of you greeting my house first?
I presume you know who this is, and I nod to Zen.
Yes, the experiment we had our two branch families make. What of it?
I'll look at Zen and just smile at her.
Zen then states to Stora, well, it's not exactly the way I want to do this, but you aren't exactly going to be connected to me anymore. Come again, you're not exactly someone that can simply walk away from things. You do understand this now, don't you? You aren't normal. No one is going to take you in. Neither the Fae, the Elves, the Drow, the Underdark. Nothing you are connected to will connect or bind you. It is only thanks to both of our houses that you even are alive.
Wouldn't be
So I
so
ask
sure
you
about
again.
that, Lord Astora.
He completely ignores you. So I'll ask you again. What exactly are you trying to say? As it stands, right now I am of no house but my own. Not of Miss Bishop's. You catch something underneath her breath, but not the entire thing, just, I mean, not yet. And that's all you get. And then you're basically the only one that heard that. Not of yours and not of theirs, points towards the Drow. The Drow have no idea what's going on currently, but they do look at her pointing, because that's rude. It's neither here or there. And then she continues on. Be that as it may, this is my final hello and goodbye. It seems that the individual we had sent to collect you has failed and emboldened you.
Oh yeah, they failed miserably at that.
I see this now. Well, unfortunately, you are still a thing, not a person. He then looks towards the mage. So tell me now, little miss, do you want a second chance to go and...
Harbinger.
He looks towards you. Come up again. Are you calling me
I'm looking
destroyer?
directly at. I'm looking at the Cerulean sister when I said it.
She may not be of my house currently, as I had informed her, but I do not take kind in you making accusations of a destroyer, even if it is temporal history. He then looks towards Harbinger / Cerulean sister. You know her as Alice. The reason why I didn't put the name up is so everyone would be a mystery. But you know her name. Still, he looks towards... He would just call her the mage or whatever. He's not exactly going to use her name. But he does look towards Alice. Allie, sorry, not Alice. Allie. Now then, Miss Mage, is there any reason why they consider you a phantom of the past that relates to death and decay? I am sure they have their own grievances against me, and I am sure that they have their own justifications. But weren't you going to offer me something?
You can't lie to someone with true sight.
Astara was going to say something to you. He then looks towards you and goes, Miss Bishop. But before he can finish that sentence, well, everyone roll turn order. Not yet. Okay, now. It's a good thing you did what you did, or else she would have been underneath the house again.
Is it you saying it's a good thing I said Harbinger?
More or less. It means less numbers. So if you had to try to stall that situation, the house would have been against you, then other than just her.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Zen rolled an 11. Harbinger rolled an 18. Cerulean rolled a 10. Not great numbers for NPC-wise, but PCs also didn't do that well either.
Nope.
Ray did,
Ray
though.
did.
So, Ray, you see this individual currently trying to... Basically, they bent the fork they were using to not eat, but move the food around at their table. Slowly bend it to almost what appears to be a shank. You know she's about to attack. There's no two ways about it. What are you doing?
Trying to remember if I've used my divine intervention today, or if it's been a new day.
I think...
Yeah, I used it trying to banish them.
Yeah.
A little while ago. Yeah, so never mind. All right.
Ray, if you're speaking, by the way, I don't hear anything.
I'm gonna try casting Whole Person on her.
Okay, unfortunately enough, the individual known as Harbinger is in possession of her her own bag of tricks. So as you cast hold, wait, which spell specifically?
Hold person.
Hold person. Is there anything you're going to try to do, or just simply cast it?
Just gonna cast it.
She snaps her fingers and counterspells it.
I counterspell the counterspell.
Oh! She did the flat roll, so you just counterspell it. Hold person it is then. You bastard. Unfortunately, he is working with her numbers. So this might work. Wisdom. Oh, wait. She's still pretty strong.
Of course she is.
Of course, that's a 1.
But I mean, it's you rolling against hold person.
Okay, she's currently restrained.
Yeah, but she gets to do the roll again here in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna hide behind that pillar and end my turn.
Okay.
For the Twitch chat and the YouTube recording, I have hold person because there was a magic NPC who taught me hold person. I'm a ranger. I would not have it otherwise.
You mean counterspell?
Sorry, counterspell. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at that myself to cast it.
Okay. Alice/Harbinger. Looking at individuals around her, you can tell that she is in a predicament. However, she is not stupid, like the individual themselves or the person possessing them. Looking at you, she does seem to wander and shift her eyes straight towards Ray. She doesn't do anything against you and now must make the saving throw once more.
Oof. But that's her turn.
That is her turn. And at the start of Quincy's turn, you can tell that something is wrong. That's all I'm going to give you. Oh, wait. True sight. You can tell that some strange presence of magic is warping around her.
Do I recognize the presence of magic?
The presence of magic is known as an enchantment. She likely had traps strewn about.
I'm gonna say be careful, she's got traps. And then I'm going... Am I able to target the entity or just her?
Currently, the entity is her. So unless you have some sort of way, I don't know, maybe you have some sort of monk skill that can rip the souls out of a body. Maybe.
I was asking for banishment-wise.
Oh, banishment-wise, you would banish her?
And so since she's native to this plane, she would stay here. She would come back after a minute.
Mm-hmm. That's not to say that the entity would come back, but probably. 50-50. That's all I'm going to say.
Let me refresh myself real quick on my ability. I know I have... Let's see. I have the fact that I can use a bonus action first level spell through my order.
Okay. Oh, so Morthos, where's Peep? I'm assuming he's in your bag still?
He's in a pocket on the armor.
Okay, cool.
So he is available if I need him.
I'm gonna let go of Zen's hand and proceed around the table to stand right next to her. And then I'm going to... cast Vampiric Touch.
Well, that does hit.
And I'm going to cast it at 5th level. So 23 point.
23 point? Oh, you mean 23 points of damage. Okay.
And then, of course, I'm healed half of that.
Yeah.
So I'm back from 91 to 97.
Okay. The way you phrased it, I thought you were gonna name a fraction. Anyways,
Then, I know there's a. Let me pull it up real quick in the PDF.
in the meantime, Voice of Authority. Starting at first level, you can invoke the power of law to drive an ally to attack. If you cast a spell with a spell slot of first level or higher, the target an ally with the spell, that ally can use their reaction immediately after the spell to make one weapon attack against a creature of your choice that you can see. If the spell targets more than one ally, you choose the ally who can make the attack.
I
Nope.
will then. Okay. Vampiric Touch is concentration. I will then use Embodiment of Law, which allows me to use a first or higher spell as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will cast. Let's see. Command on Zold.
All right, Zold.
Attack.
Yeah, I think I'm. I mean, I have to save still, right?
You still have
Yeah,
to
you
save,
still
but
have to
you can
save.
choose to fail after your rolls.
No, he can save, but then the effect of Voice of Authority activates.
And I will still choose to attack.
Yes. I do not know why you would not. Even if she was still herself, she's still super rude. So, what do you do, Zold?
I whip out my gun.
You whip out your gun, immediately taking your chamber and locking it towards her. With a rifle shot of 20, you do manage to hit. Nice.
D6 from the rounds currently chambered. The explosive round.
With an explosive round currently locked in, Quincy manages to pierce into the flesh of Vampiric Touch into the strange possessed woman. Afterwards, she communicates with you to fire. Immediately with a round shot of a fiery... I always consider these book shots, for some reason, don't have to be. But piercing in with a fiery blaze and poison damage. I forget why you have poison damage. I think it's an attachment.
It's the weapon.
Oh, okay. You managed to do a good amount of damage. However, you can tell that some of it has been mitigated. From what you
It
can
was
tell.
when I was still playing Rusty and enhanced his gun to do poison damage.
Basically, the artificer, or I mean, we still spent resources on it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
we added one of the monsters, venom.
Oh yeah, they need to save now. She needs to save for that.
No, that's only the swords.
There's only the swords.
Oh, the swords, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's all fine. That being said, you can tell that she took damage, a good amount of it. However, not enough to make her bloodied, and definitely not enough to make a wound. You can tell that the entire amount was not fully... Sorry, motorcycles. Happens more and more often lately. You can tell the full extent of the damage was not transferred. Anything else? Q. Wait, why is she in... Oh, because I didn't shift it.
Yeah, that's that.
Okay. After your turn and before Zen's turn, you can tell that she is pissed. Looking towards Ray, you can tell that the pillar standing in... Oh, wait. True sight. Fudge.
Yeah, what do I see?
Ray, you have advantage on this because I forgot to tell you because of a true sight. Each pillar in the room has a strange symbol carved and engraved in it, thanks to magic. Q, you can tell that this was done before anything has happened. You didn't exactly know what these things were before the fight, but you likely know that each one of these things are traps. You informed your teammates before you made your movements, allowing them to have advantage on any of these rolls. Because I screwed up, I will give you advantage, because you probably wouldn't have stopped at the pillar. Before Zen's turn.
Not if I knew it was booby trapped.
Yeah, that was my bad. Ray, Zen, Morthos, maybe Zold.
That guard.
Oh yeah, definitely that guard. Zold, Lady Faye number 1, Mr. Faye number 2, Cerulean, all need to make dex saves.
Ooh.
Remember, you have advantage.
Oh yeah, advantage. I'll get there. Give me 1 second.
Oh wow. Okay. Everyone but Morthos. I'm sorry, Morthos. Now rolling for NPCs. I'm just gonna make a blanket roll for them. 4.
And they die.
And Cerulean. Hiding Ceruleans. Okay. NPCs and Morthos. Everyone else takes half.
And Zen.
Oh yeah, Zen. Rolling hers in secret. Yeah, it's still Morthos and the NPCs.
F.
Yeah. Immediately you see a strange binding within the pillars begin to shine and sheen. It then begins to form into a strange symbol, and then the symbol begins to deteriorate.
Can I counterspell it?
Not technically, because it's already been implemented.
You'd have to dispel magic, and dispel magic is an action versus a reaction.
Anyways, the strange symbol turns into many pockets of points, and then the points immediately erupt from the pillar and ricochet into a 15-foot radius. Yeah, just making sure it hits everyone, except for... Oh, it hits this woman too. Well, I rolled a 4 for the blanket NPC, so she just gets hit. It's a good amount of damage, but it's not something that you can be completely afraid about. It is 5d8 plus 7 bludgeoning damage.
Just straight bludgeoning.
Yes. If you have something to mitigate that, you have it.
I was hoping it was an elemental, so my robe, my cloak would do something.
No. As you see the pillar, you can tell that the points were basically ripping the pillar where the points were. You were basically just bludgeoned by the pillar. And you, I think it's called agoraphobia. That would trigger with the pillar. It just looks gross if you have that. If you don't, it just looks weird.
Agoraphobia is a deep-rooted fear of trusting others.
Oh. Good to know. That might come up later. It's the fear of the whole thing. I forget what it's called. It doesn't matter.
Holes?
Yeah.
That's tractophobia.
Oh, okay. I don't know my phobias. Anyways, a lot of the NPCs die, though. I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh, we're gonna.
Years
we're
of
gonna-
history are only oiled by the blood of war.
We will rest them.
Oh, oops. Accidentally got one that didn't die, but is severely injured. Zen and Cerulean are fine. They are hurt, but not to the point of death. In the meantime, it's still Cerulean's turn. She will look at the person that is most hurt, which are the
You mean Zen?
dead. Yes, Zen. I don't know why I keep doing that. Honestly, she tried to save the downed individuals. She goes to heal them. This one's back up, but is unable to fight. with a long-range spell, she then targets the one to the end. That one is up, but is unable to fight. Cerulean. Cerulean is not as nice. So she immediately jumps over this dead body, kind of uses it as a balance to get onto the table. Takes out a wand, and let's see what wand she had prepared.
Probably the wrong ones.
Okay. Da-da-da. Da-da. Spells. Sorry, I did not have her character sheet open when this happened.
You never prepared to kill your own sister.
That's usually true.
I mean, in fairness, we like super murked your father.
I was prepared for that though.
Okay, immediately surrounding the individual in front of her, you can tell that the wand seems to have a strange chain-like system, but the chains themselves seem to be in a almost cube fashion. She then casts a spell known as Force Cage. Immediately, you see the wand deteriorate and break apart. It is a high-level spell that kind of ate up more than just that wand. Even though she is a not good person, she still doesn't want to kill her. At any rate, she must now make a save. Force Cage. Oh, that's weird. It should have a save. Immobilize a miserable creature, poison creature for spring existence, area, choose within range, solid box, 20 feet. Does it not have a save? Oh, charisma save.
Now, if you try and teleport out of it or use interplanar travel,
Yeah. Creature inside the cage can't leave a non-magical item. If the creature tries to use teleport or leave the cage, it must make a charisma save. Oh, that's why I gave it to her, because unless you try to do something, it just works.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I gave this to her a while ago. Okay, she's now boxed in. Zold.
We're still able to fire into the cage, right?
A creature inside the cage can't leave it by non-magical items. The creature has to
Into-
try to use teleportation. From what I can tell, yes.
Prevents matter from passing through it and blocking any spell cast in and or out of the area.
Oh, yeah, I was reading the second part. No. Oh, Ray, you were right. She did have the wrong spell. If you really want to, and she would, if you ask her to, you can just wash away the spell.
Honestly, I don't know. She's like trapped there. How long does it last?
An hour.
An hour.
Would I still be able to Hunter's Hex inside the cage? Or would that dissipate too?
Your
I mean, if
hex
you
mark
already
is still
had it.
on the individual. You now see this and now can relate. Oh, did you do the hunter's mark damage?
I did not.
You can do that now. But it's still on her.
Oh, okay. Fuck. In that case, I will tell her to drop it.
Okay. She drops it.
Okay. First things first, I am going to try to push her onto the ground. I guess phrasing. I'm trying to push her prone.
Mm-hmm. That would be a type of strength strength or acrobatics against her.
Yes. And I'm going to use my lucky to reroll. Okay, well, 13 it is.
Okay, she is not strong. She is kind of athletic, but not the best. But that's an 18.
Rip my advantage. I will then convert all of my damage to force for the rest of the round. And then I will use the death gun to do death gun things.
Okay. Roll away. You fixed it, right? Yeah, it got fixed
Yeah.
the day before. So yeah, it should be fine.
Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, so all of those except for 2 hit. The 19 and the 16 do not hit.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 2 is 16, so slash roll. Sorry, so 7 is 14 because there's a crit, so 14 d6 from Hunter's Hex. And then 4 more from the crit.
Thank you for math. You can tell that she's heavily hurt. She is not dead, but she is quite close. She's definitely bloodied and got far beyond that point. If you had to wager, she might have 1/4 of her strength still remaining. If that. She is definitely worse for wear.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your d20 for your gun. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that again.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Morthos.
I'm holding my action.
You hold your action as you hold Peep in your pocket. You can tell that Peep kind of wants to go into the kitchen. You prevent them. Right.
Can I move into that spot?
You can, you just can't stay there.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna
I do.
climb across the table, up onto it.
You climb
And,
across the
um,
table
yeah.
without an issue. You can tell you're getting looks from more polite society.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I just like super shot someone up, so someone on the table should be the least of their concern.
Yeah, someone in the corner fainted. I just didn't think it was relevant. Relevant.
Yeah.
well, this guy across the table is dead, and yeah, there's probably blood all over the place right about now.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I haven't blown up yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot a fiery lightning bolt at her at 4th level.
Okay. DC 18. She only has a +4 to her dex. That's a 5.
Natural 1.
Why can I never save?
It's fine. Don't
Is
worry
it?
about it. Don't worry about it.
So, right, do your damage. Oh wait, you did. With the attribute change of lightning to fire, you definitely do a good amount of damage. With a strange bolt of fire, you then charge it in. This is the single target one, not the line.
No, this is the line.
Oh, okay. I need to check something then. It may or may not matter. Okay. You do so. Immediately, the bolt of fire bursts and lines up straight towards the individual that you've targeted. It does manage to hit and cinder her flesh and bone, and can tell that she's worse for wear. Maybe a gust of wind will be able to knock her out, but oh, so barely is she still standing.
And I don't think I can cast any more spells, so that's it for me.
Okay. The woman looks at the group against her and then looks immediately behind her. The individual that quite literally, as the saying goes, pumped her full of lead. She's not happy.
So,
Now she's acting like Cerulean's sister.
A little bit, yeah. Unfortunately for her, a little too late. However, she is going to try to take down as many people as possible before she goes, which might be soon. So, she's going to target someone specific. Someone that will hurt you the most. She thinks possible.
Cerulean.
You would imagine. Maybe. But she doesn't have any ties to Cerulean. She, well, the person does. The entity does not. Looking at the way you spoke, looking at the way you tempered things, she does, in fact, look towards Zold. Zold.
Now he blows up.
I want you. First, do you have anything that can give you advantage? Like, anything?
Depends on the thing.
That's a good point. I'm just gonna read the ability because they really don't use it that often, but they do have it. Da-da-da. Oh wait, can it target more than one person?
No, it can't.
No, it can't.
Lucky for you, it can't.
I mean, if she wanted to take out as many people as she could, couldn't she just detonate all the pillars?
Don't give me
Shut up.
ideas.
Shut up.
Okay, well, the thing you have to do is a save of Dex. I don't know why I phrased it that way.
Make your save of Dex.
I will make my save of Dex.
Or maybe you won't.
Let me look and see at something. Yeah, no. Let's see what happens.
Okay, sorry about that. I went quiet because motorcycles again. Anyways, she looked towards you and begins to gesture her hands directly at you. Immediately, you say your
Can I
friend.
cast Counterspell this time?
Yes, technically.
Yeah, I didn't know what Raucus said.
Counterspell.
Oh, Yeah, I do still have counterspell.
Yeah. Okay. Ray, what level?
Fourth.
You're gonna have to roll.
Yeah, I'm just checking what I need to roll. It's like an intelligence check.
Yeah, I think it's your casting stat.
Casting stat.
You're at, casting modifier.
So D20 plus modifier.
That's not gonna cut it.
You like for your spell attack save.
You don't get proficiency though.
Mm-mm.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, spellcasting ability. I also have counterspell if that is applicable.
It is.
Okay.
And you
Wait,
get an advantage on it because I'm helping you.
That's not how counterspell works.
A for trying. But,
You add
Good try, guys.
but yeah, here's my counterspell. I do not have 4th level slots, so I'm a wisdom caster. Smart.
I was gonna be so mad if you guys got it.
Well, I think we still got one more player that's got counterspell.
Immorthos, get in here.
I'm going to, because this is my reaction.
It wasn't. But you can use it.
What are you talking about?
No, sorry,
This isn't-
I meant your held action. Sorry, I misspoke. Go on, Morthos. You know my English is bad.
Yeah, of course. God awful. I'm a charisma based. Hey, we're going all.
Balls deep, guys. Balls deep. 15.
Probably won't cut it.
Well, mine's casted at 5th level. If that matters.
It almost did.
By our
So-
powers combined,
This
So
spell
15 doesn't save?
is classified as a level 6 transmutation spell. It is not. You needed a 16 to succeed. With a green glowing ray pointing through her pointer finger, she points directly at Zold. It's not that hard to do. He's quite literally a stone's throw away. The ray
Oh, this
hits
is-
you,
that spell.
and immediately you feel your body begin to disintegrate away. You take 10 d6 plus 40 force damage.
Wait, doesn't your cape do that? Absorb that?
It'll take half. There's still a world in which I die from this.
Oh, shit.
Plus 40 is a lot.
Plus 40 is a lot, but you've seen my rolls.
Oh.
That is not normal for my rolls.
How much health did you have?
This spell is classified as disintegrate.
$38. Oh.
You got-
Oh.
so, my name is Zold.
I still live. With with an added influx of a good amount of your flesh just gone, but still alive, if not doing so hot, you're likely going to have to need actual medical attention. A good amount of flesh is gone. Your body not doing so great, but you do manage to stay strong and steadfast. That did eat up her action. She's not going to move to give anyone else the satisfaction of just attacking her while she runs. Q.
So, command Zold.
He just used his reaction.
Oh, right, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did. Oh,
For Cerulean.
could she? Okay. Yeah, Cerulean. I'll look over at Cerulean and say, you just kind of take that and they attack.
She has to make a save. What's the save?
17.
Does she want to make the save?
She doesn't want to kill her. But she will attack her.
Weapon attack. Reminder.
Oh yeah, it's a weapon attack.
She has a weapon. You've seen her wield a blade before. She just
Yeah.
usually doesn't. Did you...
Her.
Go ahead, Marcos.
I would.
I just want to remind them that it's the wand that transforms into the blade.
Yeah.
I would have known that she didn't want to kill. I would have picked that up from her spells, right?
And her... Yeah, and her demeanor. No, you wouldn't. The way she's been casting spells, yes.
Instead of that, then I will cast. Wait, do I have that spell? I thought
You
I
can
had-
say
yeah, I do
attack, just not kill.
have- Knockout, yeah.
Subdue.
Subdue.
Okay. What's the roll she has to do? She's gonna automatically do it anyways, but I just need to know. She succeeds. He's going to do it anyways. With her blade in hand, after she casts it from the wand, which is just a short sword, but a fancy short sword, aiming straight for the individual that she stands in front of her. I really don't like NPCs getting the last hit, but
Does
it's
she
kind
hit,
of fitting. It's
Yep.
hits, just barely. So, she only had 2 health left. Even with me not rolling, she will knock her out. It's like not even a thing. So I'm not gonna roll. But
do we still have the magical shackles?
did you give them back?
I thought we had them.
If you do, you do.
I believe I had them because I currently have the highest athletics.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what I was asking. Because
Okay.
don't they lock a person where they are? They can't escape.
Yes. They prevent anyone from dimension dooring out, plane shifting, and the like. They can still physically run and run away, but
They're out cold.
there's like 4 or 5 of you that could
And they're out cold.
knock them out. Yes, they're also out cold. So, Cerulean, with a quick wave of her wand / blade, manages to bash the side of her head, causing her to be knocked out and knocked down. It is fitting that one sister looking for the other managed to strike her down. She has lost focus of the spell that kept her from being disguised, from disguising herself, mainly because she is emotional, even though her face does not show it.
I thought it was the headband that causes that.
Yeah, but you just need to have an image of yourself. It's not exactly a concentration, but she's extremely emotional right now.
Okay.
Basically, this is her. It's an emotional thing. Doesn't really matter. Anyways, like currently it's irrelevant. Just people now know what she looks like.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Gotcha.
looking at this, she is knocked out. Combat is over. The individual that stands before you, that Zold is currently restraining, I am assuming, I doubt they are just leaving her there, is no longer affiliated with Astora's house. Zen managed to more or less tell them off and say, screw you, I am doing my own thing. Ray got off the table, and 2 other people fainted because of the violence that occurred. Morthos is still holding their action to determine, well, whatever they're determining to do. Zold, now with an individual in custody, and I want to say Morthos healed this person so they don't die.
Yeah, I was about to cast healing word on him.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to cast Healing Light on Zold because he got pretty screwed up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, his body is still shard, and It's not looking good.
So I have to do it this way because I'm actually using the Healing Soul Gem, which has a 5th level Cure Wounds in it currently.
Oh.
So they yet.
24?
It's not done yet.
Oh dear. $35. $39.
39.
Is that? Let me double check.
Okay. Well, Zold, you're basically healed, that you're able to move, able to attack, able to function. But if you want your body back to the way it was, you're going to need a greater restoration spell. Or like a month of downtime to recuperate.
I look at Lord Astora. I apologize that you had to see this.
It is not surprising that simple rubbish that grew up and took over acts as such. I'm sure you have your reasons, though, but they are no longer part of my estate. So I suggest you finish up your business, put a smile on that pretty face, and come back when the party is starting.
I'm gonna, we need to find a way to contain her.
That is your problem, not mine.
I wasn't talking to him.
He says it anyways.
Wasn't.
And you're a douchebag. I'm going to hang out with Shar.
He just looks at you, and your point is as you walk away. So,
I'm
That's
gonna say,
something.
as I'm walking away from him, I'm gonna say, Queen Mab says hello. And walk over to Tasmir.
that actually shuts him up.
What's his face look like?
You know the whole sitcom of mouth agape, opened wide, just pondering what exactly the words you said and how much maybe in trouble he is. But you do manage to get
Alright.
to the prince. He does look at you and goes, well, that was a little bloodier than... Is your friend alright? Looking towards Zold.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I-
He does this on a daily basis.
That's more concerning than I thought. But,
Really?
I do suggest you bring...
He killed a Kraken that way, so it's fine.
Whether he believes you or not, his face doesn't show it, mainly because you don't see his face. But he does state, I do suggest you take the business outside of this establishment. Otherwise, the houses will ask questions.
I will be back later when it's time.
He does nod. You have 3 hours.
Yes.
He looks
I
at
do.
you. You might want
I
to get
do.
the bloodstains out.
Oh, I use prestidigitation and they just freeze away. I don't even say it, I just cast it through my mind and they just, as he's saying that, they just like freeze and disappear away.
He shrugs. Again, not a kingly thing to do, but he does shrug.
I bow and I walk over to Zen.
Oh, oops. You walk over to Zen. She tries to go towards Zold, but you catch her before she goes.
I whisper in her ear and say, don't think I didn't hear what you said. And then I just walk back to the group to proceed to leave.
What exactly did you hear?
The
Uh,
nut, I assume.
She's not a part of the Bishop family, not yet.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, did she say something else, or he's referring to that part? Sorry. Well, making a situation that's extremely awkward even more awkward.
Oh,
Bright in the face, goes towards Zold to try to heal more of his body. He really needs to get a healer to look at that.
I walk over to him and create a restoration him.
Oh yeah, you have that spell.
Yeah, reminder that that's a cleric.
Yep.
I forgot you had people deal with the situation. So, teams meeting each other, Shar and Morthos picking up where they left off, which was just a polite conversation, honestly. Shar was actually keeping watch of everyone else that might have intervened. Thankfully enough, that was her mission, and you brought her along, so I didn't have to bring in other NPCs, thankfully. So to you, I say thank you. Because there were some busybodies here.
Yeah, I would say under the breath to where only the group can hear. We need to get her to the headquarters.
Yeah, that's probably the best place.
So,
See if there's no way to get that thing out of her.
But we can't get back. I have to stay for this event.
Well, give me an hour of rest and I should be able to... Nope.
No.
They still don't have a teleportation circle there, so... Maybe the church could help us out again?
you can ask.
To the church we go.
So, with destination set in motion, with a very, very dangerous individual now wrapped up in chains, unable to... Also, oops, she's not dead. Unconscious. Also, didn't think it was relevant, but the shackles also technically prevent the spirit or the possessor from also disappearing. So they're
That's
technically
why
also imprisoned.
Yeah, that's why I said use the shackles.
Yeah, good call.
Not relevant? That's like the most relevant part.
Why do you think I said, do we still have the shackles?
Okay, poor choice of words. I did not know if you were aware of specific wording. Sorry, my bad. It is relevant.
I remember,
Sorry, Ray.
I remember those shackles. I
Okay.
remember those shackles.
So, with prisoner and possessor in tow, with everyone making way to the church, reaching a destination, with Morthos going back there. What happens next? What happens to the rest of the group? And what exactly is going on behind the shadows that you might finally have clear answers? Well, we're gonna have to find out next time, as we end the session for today.